So today, I want everybody, we're going to get some feedback and input, and then we're going to get each day, we'll have a set 3 things that we're going to focus on. Today, it's on mobility, really awareness of mobility, and then we'll touch on self-care. How do we make sure our muscles and tendons are looser than tighter, and maybe that we don't have impinged motion, so meaning we may have shoulder issues or back issues, hip issues, and we want to kind of go over how can we accommodate those things. And I'll do both visual and talk through it for those who need help because they are either don't have a camera and they're only utilizing audio. So the first thing we're going to do is what I call center line rotation. Okay, and I'm going to just share this screen real quickly. But center line rotation, oh, somebody's got a bird. Give me a second here.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute everybody so we don't get a lot of crazy sounds coming. Okay, can everybody hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. Okay, that's good news. I didn't mute myself. So the first thing we want to consider is center line rotation drills. So if everybody can get on the edge of their seats. Here you can see I'm on a, I'm gonna make it so it's a little easier for everybody to see. I should pop up in the middle of your screen. And what we want to make sure is that we have our feet firmly planted and are able to have a good posture. We want to think nose, so eyes, nose, chin, nipples, belly button, hips, knees, and toes. So we want to make everything as in line as possible. And if you have a question, unmute yourself and please ask. And then I'm just asking if everybody can just be aware of their mute function because that does help in a large group as such. So what we're going to do first is we're going to sit on the edge of our chairs, wheelchairs, Bosu balls, physio balls, whatever it is you want to do. And I, for this one, will get on a physio ball just for a better line of example, because what I like about a physio ball is it allows for better posture. And then you can use it as other fitness modes, and we'll work on balance next. But the first thing is really good posture. Everybody sit up, good breathing. Okay, on the edge of your seats or ball or whatever you're sitting on. Good contact with the feet. You're going to put your hands toward the middle, just in front of your chest, but below your chin. Okay, and then we're going to go to the left with both arms pointing as far as you can go without forcing to let the shoulders loosen. And you're going to hold it there for about 5 seconds. And then 5 seconds to go back toward middle with both hands. Good, good, good. Now we're going to go to our right with both hands outstretched in front of us together in prayer or clapping method. And then 5 seconds all the way to the right until where you can't do it and your hips aren't letting you go anymore. Now 5 seconds back to center. Here we go. Open arms. You're going to open your arms to where they're stretching. You're awaiting a hug because a few of us haven't had those in a minute because of these wonderful germs. But we're going to go ahead and stretch that chest out. You're going to point your chest, your sternum, your nipples, and your belly button kind of toward the middle. We're going to let those shoulder blades come in toward the middle of the spine. Now we're going to go back to our pointing, both hands clapping together. Good, good, good. Now we're going to go straight up until the point either it pinches or it just, your body doesn't want your arms to go up anymore. There you go. Now you're going to, while still and straight up, touch both back hands together. So you're rotating your hands, pointing your palms outward. and then you're going to come down to the center. There we go. So now a couple little shoulder. Raise your hand if your shoulders are tight from doing that. Anyone? Because all of you are so new working through the video system, we're trying to make sure our bodies are engaged and working first. Next, we are going to outstretch our left leg from the chair. Again, if I fall, I expect laughter. I am on a physio or a big round ball. And now you're going to outstretch your right hand with your left hand on your left hip. So left leg extended straight, right leg is bent 90 degrees. I don't think there's anybody, raise your hand in this group if you're in a wheelchair. I'm not seeing anybody in a wheelchair. Okay. Again, I'm trying to be mindful, and we have so many body types. And so left leg again, outstretched, right arm outstretched, right knee bent and planted even on the floor. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to take our right shoulder, right nipple, and try to go over without changing the left leg, your right nipple over your left hip. And you're going to be rotating across. And then 5 seconds to come back toward the middle. We have some people knocking on the door here.
Was I using the left one or the right one? Was it this one or the other one, Chris?
If you do the opposite of whatever the one's coming next. So if you've done the left one,
I did the right one, and I should do the left one. I did the left, I did the right, and I didn't do the left.
Okay, just do the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're going to put both hands at your hips, sitting on the edge of your chair, left leg firmly planted on the ground, right leg extended straight. So those will see, Danica?
Do you have an adaptation for this one? I can't do this one.
So this one I could say to, do you have a ball or a box or some cushions?
Yep.
Okay, so put those down on the ground and put your leg up on them.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is your pelvic girdle to be able to open up. And if you can't do that and hold it up, that's okay. Again, modify.
Okay.
But again, anything you do, it shouldn't pinch or hurt. Okay, so for those who are able, right leg straight out, left leg planted, left arm straight out, right hand at your hip. And now you're going to take your left hand, go all the way across the right side of your body, left nipple, try to get it over your right hip. Again, you don't want to force it. We're looking at how our spine can rotate. Some of us have fusions in our neck or spine. Some are missing pieces. Some have a lot of things going on. So now return to middle. Okay. Now put both feet firmly back on the ground. This is all nervous system stuff. As water people, okay, we want to free up our spine. Without rotation, we don't have reach. Without reach, we don't have power. So this is really focusing. And those who could see me, I'm on a physio ball, and then I'm kind of rolling my hips. Okay, so if you're in a stationary chair, you will get in your stationary chair and you want to be pelvis forward. Now, you want to think of, you have your anatomy. So boys have things between their legs. You want to press them into the seat. Okay, you want that pubic bone to engage the front of your seat. Now we're going to rock without leaning back. We're going to try to get toward our tailbone. So we're going pubic bone to tailbone. And now you're going to relax your core to let that tailbone fully settle. And now we're going back to the pubic bone up front, okay? If this pinches your back, just be aware of what you're forcing. Next, you're going to go left hip is going to be engaged. You're gonna hold it for a moment. Then you're gonna go right across, engage that right hip on your sit bone. And your sternum is in between your nipples. It's the pointy, hard part that nobody likes rubbed. It hurts. That is what you want over the center. Your body or your torso can be away from your main part of your anatomy. So we're trying to get ourselves so our spine will open up. So now we're going to go in a circle with our pelvic girdle. So we're going to say, so keep your hands in front of you, clapping mode, straight arms, pubic bone forward, and then back to tailbone. And then left hip, right hip, back to tailbone, and pubic bone forward. Right with the top, with just your arms pointing, your laser guns, pew, pew, pew. Shoot at the wall, see where it's going. Then we're gonna come back to the middle, okay? Know where the middle is with your arms extended out in front. Now we're gonna go to the left with our arms and our laser gun and see where you can get to, and then that laser gun, pew, pew, pew. You've made marks on the wall to where I know my motion is. The more you do this slow, it's called somatic neural recovery. This will allow the back to give you more range of motion throughout. Let's see here. Now, we're gonna go into flare arms. Flare arms is arms straight out in front of you. Palms up, okay? And we're gonna move them like a butterfly, up and down, toward the sky and toward the ground. Not fast, slow. Your shoulder is made up of a ton of tendons and small things and ligaments, and we know if you pinch one, they all go. It's like our spine. So anything fast is forceful and it can pop. So now we're gonna go to the middle, palms down now. Flare arms or butterflies. Up and down. Again, not fast, not too slow. This is just a range of motion to kind of just get things unlocked. There we go. Back to center with our lasers. We're gonna clap our hands, and now we're going laser gun, rotate with your sternum to the right. Laser gun, fire it, pew, pew, pew. Okay, maybe raise your hand if you've gone a little bit further to the right than before. Anyone? Okay, some people are noticing. So we're back to center, clap your laser gun. Now back to the left with your sternum and your laser gun clapped together to the left. Few more shots, pew, pew, pew. Okay, and then back to center. Okay, I'm going to unmute everybody really quickly. Okay, so raise your hand and we only talk one person at a time. So has anybody experienced pain or maybe confused? Anybody raise your hand? I want to make sure. Amy Lee.
Just a little confused.
Okay, so please, so we're here to help guide each other.
Okay,
go ahead,
butterflies
Amy.
Don't flap like this. Just FYI, they go.
Well,
this.
that's
just saying.
Jumping jacks, Amy. Jumping jacks.
Thank you. Better description.
I'm not a damn butterfly. I don't know, and clearly I'm not. Thank you. I now see the confusion. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Confused, pain, anything?
Susan? I think Susan had a question.
Susan.
No, could you please give me water, though?
Susan?
Thank you.
I see your lips moving, but nothing coming out of them. Okay, Susan, you can, your wrist is bothering you. Okay, I'm going to be mindful of your hand and wrist for everything we do. Okay, and so nothing here other than we'll do some modifications for that. Okay.
And Chris,
Okay. Yes.
I had that surgery in October,
Yeah.
and the surgeon says I can come back, but the orthopedic specialist is saying no.
Okay. Well, doing this again, anything that bothers your shoulder, be aware. So we're going to have some things you're going to opt out on. What's that?
It's not bothering my shoulder.
No. Okay.
Nope.
Okay. So anything that hurts, don't touch it. Okay.
No touchy.
That means
No. Okay. So I'm going to mute everybody. We're going to the next thing. Okay. So now what we're going to do, I'm just going to share my screen with everybody once again, just so everybody, not corona allergies. And everybody should be able to see, having some technical issues. Sorry, boys and girls. Here we go. So now in the center of your screen, you should see the center line rotation. We did the flare arms, and now we need to do the front flare arms. So everybody clapped into the center line, okay, in the edge of your seat, feet firmly planted. And now we're doing a proper butterfly. Open it up and close it. Open it up, close it. Amy Lee, this is for you. I'm doing a proper butterfly, not a jumping jack now. And then clap at the end of it. And now we're going to hold it into the center and clap. And we're only going to go about 45 degrees. We're not going to open it up all the way to 90. And now we're going to quicker. Let's see, fast hands. We're like a moth now, not a butterfly. Here we go. Keep away from bright lights, Keith. You're not a moth. Okay. Now we're going with our hands outstretched to the sides into the jumping jack formation. And now you're doing the same thing. You're trying to fly up and down, but only about 45 degrees, not high, not low. Slow it down if it bothers the shoulder. Okay, here we go. So now we're doing fast hands and jabs. Luke. I'm going to get Luke. Where is our man Luke in here?
He is.
Oh, there he is. I'm going to put you in the center of the screen.
Okay.
Everybody meet Luke. Coach Luke, out of Phoenix. He's been through our Denver programs as well. We all know and love our Luke, and recently engaged. Everybody, congratulate Mr. Luke.
Thank you.
So, Luke, do you want to demonstrate jabbing? What fast hands or jabbing would be?
Yeah, we can kind of do some of those drills. So this is kind of what we worked on.
Okay.
The last team call. And so you're talking about kind of those quick rotational punches. Okay. So you'll kind of bring both arms close to your chest. All right. Now I want you to punch out with your right hand as far as you can. Reach. Good. Now switch. You're going to punch your left hand out. Really reach. Good. Let me see if I can adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now we're just going to kind of switch back and forth. You're just punching forward. Just punching forward. Nice and slow and controlled. Good, and pick it up a little bit, speed it up a little bit, really try to reach. Get a little rotation of that spine in. Nice job. Good.
Feel those shoulder blades move away from the middle.
Good, and relax. Nice. All right, now what we're going to work on is we're going to do a little rotation jab, but I want you to kind of punch up across your body at kind of a 45-degree angle. So you're going to keep both arms close to your chest. We're going to go with our right arm first. We're going to reach across our body and up at a 45-degree angle. Punch. Try to get a big, huge reach, big, huge stretch in that back. Good. Bring that right arm back. Now cross that body again. Punch up towards the left at kind of a 45-degree angle. Big, huge reach, big, huge stretch. Come back in, and now make it kind of a fluid motion. Nice and slow and controlled. Punch, 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 punch. Good. All right, now we're going to pick it up a little bit. And hopefully my video doesn't lag too much. Good. Keep rotating, keep punching. Let's show them what the Phoenix team is made out of. There you go.
You're going to do this for 1 minute now. Keep it going, 1 minute.
There you go. Good. Keep it controlled. If it's hurting at all, slow it down. Keep rotating. Keep using those big back muscles. Coach Chris is going to let us know when it's a minute.
Yep. You have 30 seconds to go.
Nice job. Halfway, everybody. Here we go. Keep punching. Keep reaching. Keep rotating. Loosen up those shoulder muscles, those scaps.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good. Relax. Nice.
Okay, so now let's tie in the two, front punch or uppercut, into the big swinging Mortal Kombat finish 'em stroke punch for those older people that like Mortal Kombat. So we're going to do the combination of both, and the goal is to stay coordinated and stay fluid. And we're going to go from there and just try to keep it moving. We're going to follow Coach Luke. So it's going to be front, front, up, up, front, front, up, up, front, front, up, up. Okay? We're going to do that for 1 minute. Our goal is power. Make sure your feet are connected well by your toes to the ground. And we got a little music for this. And you're welcome in advance. Okay, are we ready? Okay, Luke, take it away.
All right, here we go. Ready? Front, front, up, up, front, front, up, up, front, front, up.
Dime cuando faltaras tú, pero las noches que pasé pensando en tu traición me hicieron comprender que por estar sin tu calor más no pensé que en tus maldades intentarías volver para tratar de hacerme mal y fuértate de mí será y nunca más volver a hablar ya que si solo regresabas era para mostrarte de ti no vuelvas más
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Nice.
and relax.
Nice job, Team Blue.
Okay, so my goal for all of those things are to make sure our spine's working, it's disconnected from our head and our butt, because too often we're sitting and slunched. So we want that good forward posture. For the future, we're going to do these as simple warm-ups in the first 5 minutes, and we're going to go. And today's a little methodical, a little slower, so we can walk through the mode. So now we're going to get into balance. Balance could be interesting for anybody with kind of shoulder, sometimes hip and lower spine issues. But the goal for the balance is to make sure like your pec major and minor, your super and infraspinatus, all the things that protect your shoulder and your spine are covered and strong and mobile. Because a lot of people in paddling use the wrong sort of musculature, and it's not on spinal rotation to get their power and ended up injury prone. So we want to be aware of those things. So the first thing, I'm going to share my screen with everybody again. We're going to go into the power phase of it all. I'm sorry, the balance phase. And that's right here. We're getting into, there we go, balance. We have tailbone twists, with or without resistance. So if you are able and you are willing, that's even the stronger part. So you can get down onto the ground. I like to refer to these as V-sits. For those who can't completely do a crunch, a sit-up, all those types of things, you could put your feet onto pillows, up onto a couch with your knees lightly bent. Otherwise, you get cozy on your floor. Yes.
I'm on a chair. How would I, and I'm in my dining room table, how would I get on the ground if I'm in my dining room table?
Well, first of all, you should probably not stand or sit on your dining room tables. That's not nice.
I'm on a chair on my dining room table. What should I do?
Okay, Paul. I'm kidding. So you can go down onto the ground. The big thing is you want to be able to see me, and I'm going to go into Coach Michelle on this one as well. And because Coach Michelle is our fitness queen, she goes and she's a big gym girl. She's usually there at way before the sun's up. I'm trying to find Coach Michelle. Coach Michelle.
Hey,
Where
Chris.
is she? Yes.
I think she got kicked off.
You know what? Here she is. She's back.
Oh, she's back on. Cool. Welcome back.
I think she's coming back. Okay, so I'm going to leave this until she gets started. If she doesn't want to come in. Okay, so while we're getting started, we want to get to the point. I think Brandy's kicking butt with it already. So we want to, if you need to, put your feet up onto something to get your knees elevated. So we're sitting onto our tailbone, okay? If you need to put cushions behind you, you can kind of do it half against the couch, okay? But the goal is you're using some balance. We're using our core engagement, and again, we can modify. Again, you can be against a couch cushion, a couch, and something that your feet are up on if you're not able to hold them up on their own.
Sure.
Or if
Chris,
yes.
We can't see you. We see Mr. Blue guy.
Oh, haha. Let me change that. I'm sorry, Mr. Blue Guy, Luke.
Yeah, they don't need to see me. And Michelle is just waiting for you to let her back in.
I just let her in. She's in. Michelle. Yeah, she's in. Okay, we're gonna get going. Sorry, Danica. I see you. You're falling asleep. You're falling asleep at school.
I'm not falling asleep. I can't do this one, so I'm watching to see how I can modify.
Okay. So, what I'm thinking of for those who are able but need something to help them, and maybe right now isn't you because it was chair focused, you can put cushions, something behind you. You can put your feet up, and then the goal is
obliques.
Obliques. So we're going to rotate in and out. And then, ideally, for anybody that doesn't need other support, other than fitness. We're Russian twisting. Back and shoulder blades are off, and your legs are off the ground and straighter if able. If you're only able to control one leg, you can prop up one leg and then maybe something behind your shoulder blades to help engage and get that core, but you're going to really isolate and go slower. Okay? So we're going to do that for 1 minute. 1 whole minute. Everybody that is able is going to lay on their grounds. No nap time, that's not yet. Okay, so.
Am I
ready?
doing this right?
Straight arms now, Amy. That's the only difference. There you go. But put them together with your laser pointer gun. There you go. Good, good, good. So ready? When the music stops, you can relax. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, and you're going to Russian twist. Russian twist, everybody. There you go. Okay, okay, okay. Let's move it. Let's move it. Come on. That's it, Brandy. Doing great. There you go. Good, good, good. 30 seconds. That's it, Evie. Good, good, good. Everybody keep doing, keep doing. Okay, and relax. Okay. So now, if you are in a wheelchair, if you are in another type of chair, you're going to go ahead and find something you could lean on in front of you. Okay, can everybody see me?
Yeah.
Okay, for this, I'm gonna use, because I'm gonna pretend I'm in my wheelchair, or I'm in a chair and I have a hard time going to the ground. This, we're gonna do some mobility on balance. And what we're going to do is find something about the level of your knees to lean against. Another chair even is a good one to kind of grab and to just reach out on. Okay? And you're gonna lean all of your body weight forward.
Are we getting on our cup? Oh. Are we getting on our chair?
So if you are not on a chair and you're able to move around, you're going to do a push-up position, okay? Either a push-up position, really making sure your back is pretty straight, or a plank position, or you could put your knees down. You need to adjust to what works for you. And what I'm looking for is a straight back. So for like Bev, something else, another chair in front of you that you can lean out against and lean over and support your weight. And then you're going to try to get yourself down to put the brim of your hat touching whatever object. It could be a couch corner, it could be a dinner table, it could be anything.
You got to bend your arms, Paul.
And then we're going to get ourselves really where we're doing a lot more weight bearing with our arms.
On your arms.
Like a push-up, but it's bent elbows. I don't want to see straight arms for a modified. And then those who are on the ground, you're going to do a partial push-up. Arms just bending a little, then up. Bend a little down, then up. Bend a little down, then up. It's not a full push-up. It's a modified push-up. I'm trying to really isolate the muscle use. And then we're going to walk our hands together to the middle, make a little triangle with our fingers touching. If you're in a push-up position or against a couch, same thing. And then we're going to march our hands. We're just going to march them. 30 seconds of marching. Rob Martinez loves this one. We can do the Navy drill where we start mopping rain. I'm trying to keep a good straight back. If you notice, my back is straight. And we're just marching. Chris Werhane loves this. With his beard, he's probably brushing the ground. Okay, and relax. Okay, I'm gonna just looking around the room here. Gilbert Vasquez, you don't look like you've been sweating. We're going to increase the fun for Gilbert. So those are just some things I want people to really consider as part of a fitness at home. So we got the Russian twists, which is the V-sit and kind of crunch position for those of you who aren't usually doing those. And now we're going to, does anybody have, or who here does not have Physio Bands? Anyone? Anybody not have Physio Bands? Raise your hand. So I just can get an idea, a resistance or a rubber band, one of these, and it could be any length. Does anybody?
You have to find ours.
Is this okay? Is this okay?
I'm trying to find you, Paul. Yes, that works great, Paul. Okay, anybody else not have a Physio Band?
We have to look.
I don't.
Okay.
I went to get my bands and they broke apart. They were brittle.
Okay. So let's do this. For those who do not have Physio Bands, do you have a paddle, a piece of PVC, a piece of wood, a broomstick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do something a little different. It's going to be, we're going to use our own bodies and resistance. For those who have Physio Bands, we're going to start with the shoulders. Then we're going to modify that strength. So without a Physio Band, you're going to grab your sturdy object, whether it's a broomstick or a stick or a paddle. You're going to hold it shoulder width apart. A towel works as well, Gilbert. But what we want to do is we want to grip, and then as I'm pulling away, so moving my right hand toward the right, I'm going to resist it with my left. So I'm starting to play tug-of-war a little bit. Does anybody feel that? That's using modified. For those who are using a band, you're starting with your hand straight out right, and you're trying to stretch that right arm all the way to 90 degrees from center. Okay, and that left arm shouldn't be moving. Back to a fixed object. For those who do not have any other tools, that broomstick or paddle, hold it straight out in front of you and push it to the right and resist it with the left.
I have lost visual for some reason, so just let me know if I'm doing this correctly.
Who is this, Debbie?
Are you doing this?
Debbie, there you are.
Amy, that was Amy.
That was Amy, okay. I've got a lot of people on my screen now, sorry. Okay, so Amy, so now just try to bring your hands closer together to start. There you go, because that's going to add a little more resistance. So again, now we're going to go to the left, both hands out in center, pull to the left, resist with the right. With those who have Physio Bands, that right arm shouldn't move past center. It should be a tug-of-war. And then we're going to go to the right, resist with the left. There you go. Back to center. Left, resist right. Okay, relax. Do some just arm circles. Okay, we're taxing these shoulders pretty well. Is there anybody this doesn't make sense for? Again, today we're going a little slower, just trying to make sure we can accommodate people, because a lot of people don't have fitness stuff at their homes. Coach Michelle, are you hearing me? Coach Michelle?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we
Yes.
got Coach Michelle. She's in the middle of everybody's screen, full of smiles.
Hey, Michelle.
So,
hey,
Michelle,
how are you guys?
what is your favorite exercise to do utilizing bands?
That's a good question. Well, probably for me, it's more putting them on my legs to do walk side to side to strengthen the legs a little bit.
Yep. Okay. So that is, so the next part that I had is going from shoulders, chest to legs, because a lot of times people, we can do it similar. I'm going to grab my ball rolled away. So like Michelle's saying, she likes to put them between her legs to walk and do a lot of motion. I have smaller ones. And for those who are looking to get stuff like this, you let me know, send me an email. I sent out an email to almost each of you today before the class. If you are lacking resistance in Physio Bands, I want to help you get them, okay? So just make sure you reach out to me, and we'll make sure that we can make this possible. If you do not have Physio Bands, you can use another sturdy object. So with a Physio Band, in Dragon Boat, a lot of times, like Michelle was saying, she likes to walk sideways with them, okay? So what I'm going to do is just show you the options. And Michelle, do you have Physio Bands?
I have to go find them. I don't have them with me. I didn't have time to put everything together because I'm still kind of working.
Oh, that a girl. Okay, so for those who can see, can everybody see my knees? I've got a green band on them. And what we want to do is try to, like with our shoulders, keep that right leg solid and move the left one away. This gets the hip flexors, and we don't want to do anything abrupt. So we could sit in a chair. I'm using something to stabilize myself because I'm on a physio ball, and I'll roll away. I'm going to go extend my right leg out, back to center, right leg out, back to center. I'm going to do 10 in each direction. If I do not have Physio Bands, I'm back to my hard object again. I hook it with my thumbs and hold my thumbs and my hands to the outsides of each my right and left leg. Okay, and I've got my sturdy object like a paddle. I'm not letting it move, but I'm going to try to move my right away and resist it with the left. Uh-oh, did somebody break something? Who was that? Was that Evie?
Yes.
Okay. So now you're holding that perfectly, Evie. You're going to try to lock your legs into place, and you're going to move that left leg away, resist it with the right. Okay? You should feel the resistance. It's not as good as what you can do with a band or a towel, but it's something. If you just have a solid band, you can do the same thing and just go externally rotate that leg, and everything is slow. It should be a few seconds to get each one moved at a time. Any questions? No? Okay. So now the next after that is the band standing on each side. In this case, I've got a full Physio Band. I'm going shoulder width and then standing over the band, and I'm gonna do curls. I'm gonna go curl up and alternate arms. So here, what I can use too, for those who don't have bands, I can take canned food. I mentioned you can have a milk jug, a canned food, whatever it is, and now we are going to resist. I'm gonna put on that canned food or obstacle or a kettlebell for those who have fancy stuff, or barbells, whatever you need. And you're going to put it in that right arm straight down, put your left hand on top, and now you're gonna resist a little with the left as you're curling up with the right. And you're gonna do 10 of those. You just keep that elbow into the side so you isolate the motion. And if anybody has questions, ask. The goal today is get everybody utilizing their fitness equipment at home or identifying what we need to do to get more fitness equipment for you.
What if you have 2 cans of, I have 2 cans of the thing, do I just do it with both of them at the same time, or how does that work?
So you can use one at a time, Paul. So you hold it in one hand and then put your hand over the other side. If you're really good, you'll end up squeezing the spinach out, Popeye. So can you resist with the top hand and you curl up with the bottom? And you're gonna do 10 reps. And it's slow. It should be 5 seconds per repetition. There you go. You're all looking good. I see we have all kinds of different people using different things, which is what I love. Rob, make sure that elbow stays into your side. We want to really isolate that elbow, and we're using bicep and tricep on the extension. Mr. Luke, good.
Oh, yes.
Let's see here. Sally, how are you doing? Let those hands come even, full 90 degrees, if not a little bit more. Good, good, good. Looking good, Brandy. Okay. So now, how are you doing, Bev?
I'm doing good, Chris.
Okay, Bev. Okay, so now what we're going to do is it's going to be fun. We're going to have what we call a stability test. One of the parts of power that I always want to end with before we do that. So those who have a physio ball, who has a physio ball here? Anybody? Frank Kane, you got your jug of milk or water? That's awesome. Okay, so Jay's gonna break something. Or is that Orlinda? It's Orlinda. Orlinda, don't break yourself. Okay, so one option is you could have a soccer ball, a basketball, a volleyball, a beach ball, whatever works for you. You can use a physio ball. You can use a roller for those who have floor rollers. And you can get, you can use a chair if you're on the ground. But the big thing I'm looking for is stability to be able to go into a plank. I know everybody here loves planks. I think that's my favorite thing, other than spinach that somebody squeezes out of a can. Let's see. Corey Newkirk, I'm not seeing you, my dear. Okay, so what does Rob have? Is that a dog toy? It is. So what I'm going to challenge everybody to is either get down into plank mode. If you're going to be in plank mode, that's great. If you need to modify it by getting yourself up a little higher, or keeping your knees on the ground, or using if you are in a wheelchair, going against a countertop or something else. You're going to put your feet back as much as you can to put all the weight on the ball or the object, the couch, whatever it happens to be. And you're going to put your weight out there, and you're going to lightly bend those elbows. Okay? We have a bunch of people that modify different ways. Amy Lee, you're going to go into Miss push-up position. Now put the elbow on the ground and hands together. Yes, nice flat back. Who's going to be the last man or lady standing? Anyone? Are we ready? And Gilbert brought out a good point. Hey, Gilbert, do you want to pitch in how you want to modify potentially to the kneeling? I've unmuted you.
Okay. So the same thing that you said, if you put your knees down, so a lot of the exercises you could kneel, or you can drive that knee down, and then you saying using the foam roller, so you can even add pillows and stuff to increase your height as well.
Good, good, good. Thank you, sir. Okay, so everybody, we're going to go into a little challenge. It's like a dance-off. And we like dance-offs. I think that's one of my favorites. But we're ready. Are we ready to go? Anybody ready to go for a plank? And you can move your feet further away from an object if you want to add more weight to that. Okay, so we'll just get set up. Debbie, you're looking good.
I did it the whole time you were talking, so I'm waiting.
You're already tired. Okay.
I'm waiting for you to say yeah.
Okay. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Come on, everybody. I'm going to put a little music on for you, which is Dragon Boat appropriate. Ready? And a little bit of sound. We're going to see who's the last one. Come on, boys and girls.
Oh, dear.
Well, it looks like I have a music issue. So, sorry, everybody. We're just going to have to just deal with my criticisms. Let's see. Who can I pick on? It's definitely Luke. I'm picking on you, Luke. Everybody, he even did a one arm. Okay, how we doing? Keep it going. Yeah, that's it. Gilbert, Jan or Linda. We just want to be aware of our backs. Rob, how you doing? Whoa, one arm up. There it is. Danica, how are you, my dear? This is the hard stuff to do and modify sometimes. Amy, I see you. You're not sweating yet. You have at least 5 more minutes. Okay. That's it, Evie. Okay. Our California folks, how are they doing? Brandy's kicking butt. Good job, Karen. Sally, you're doing great. We have, how's Jane doing? I don't see Jane. Coach Michelle, she's doing spreadsheet planks. Those are sometimes way harder. Okay, good, good, good. How we doing, Bev?
I'm doing it. You just can't see me.
No, it's okay. Naps aren't allowed, though. Remember that. That's the first rule.
I'm not napping.
Chris Werhane. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. That's it, Amy Lee. That's it, Rob. High maintenance. She's waving a white flag. I think she's surrendering. Okay. So those who are left, let's go into push-ups, either against the wall, against the chair, against something you're modified, or you're just going from there and you're just going to do a nice push-up, whether it's knees down or feet up.
Okay.
How we doing? I hear some pursed breathing. I like it. Okay. Who's still left? Who's still standing or laying down face first? That's it, Rob. That's it, Luke. That's it, Evie. Uh-oh, Kua. Okay, how we doing?
Come on, Kua.
Yeah, somebody's Galaxy Note. I'm not sure who that is doing the wall push-up. I like it. That's it, Debbie.
Whew.
You're allowed to breathe. That's okay. So now, for those who are able to stand, you're going to go ahead and stand. And you're going to get cans of food or dumbbells. Does anybody not have either? So those who are not able to stand and do this, you're going to leg march and arm march. So
I'm still recovering from that plank.
you're not feeling sorry. This is Team Blue. Come on, we're tough. Okay, so what we're going to do, for those who are Bev, I believe,
yes,
you're going to march opposite arm and leg up, opposite leg and arm, like you're marching in Popeye mode. Okay, if you're standing, you can get weights, and then I'm going to march left leg, right arm up, opposite sides, and I've got weights. It could be cans of refried beans. It could be tomatillos. It could be 2 Gatorade bottles. It could be whatever you want it to be. And then we're going to do about 1 per second. And then we're going to go to fast feet and arms. You all look good. I don't know why I just picked up the wrong weight for my kettlebells, but they're not treating me so well. Now we're going to pick up the speed, double the time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. I'm out of breath.
Me too.
That's good. This is good. Let's get those things moving. Come on, boys and girls. That's it, Susan. Make sure those knees, they're coming straight up. They're not flopping.
I'll use this. This is better.
And Gilbert and I want to help you guys figure things out. And I know Luke and Michelle will do the same. We want to make sure everybody can get stuff. Resistance bands are the easiest, and milk jugs. that have been emptied, and you just fill them with water or sand. That's it, Rob. That's it, Luke. He's got Scratch in one hand. He's got Gatorade in the other. That's it. That's it, Yulene. Good, 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 good. Okay, and relax. Okay, how we doing, Gilbert? Feeling good? Okay, raise your hand if you do not have a water bottle on a string? Who does not have a water bottle and a string? And this is a drill for those of you who have not experienced this. This is something, it's a great drill. It's about positioning. You want to be able to sit in something that is the edge of your chair, anything that's a little more raised up, like a dragon boat saddle or seat. We have a few in here that have not paddled dragon boat with us. We're going to change that, hopefully, once this little time apart is over. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get our paddle.
Ooh.
It could be a broom. It could be anything. And then we have a water bottle. Or it's just, it could be just the bottle and string. But the goal is, for those who cannot see, I'm just going to describe. I'm holding my paddle in my standard ready position. Okay, so I'm in my ready position. I am paddling on my right side, so I'm putting my right leg behind me a little bit. Those who can see my side vision, you should be able to see how my feet are planted and my posture. And I will make sure that is in the center so I can demonstrate. There we go. So now I have my foot against something. It's a sturdy object, so I can't slide. And I'm also now in ready position. So the big thing I want to look at is, what is my water bottle doing? If I have a broom or a paddle, my water bottle should not be separated in my ready position. That tells me my arms aren't in A-frame. If my arms are in A-frame, I'm into my reach. The big part of what we want to do for our extension. So we know our catch phase for our paddling is we rotate, then we reach forward, and then we stab the water, then we straighten and exit recovery for the next stroke. So it should look like reach forward, rotate, straighten that top arm out, and now your water bottle should meet your broom or your paddle. Can anybody see how mine is? And I'm going to do it exaggerated to where I'm too far in my reach and not good for my catch. My water bottle has gone away. So now I'm going to splash water on the entry. So now we want to all think about that. So I'm going to just jump around the room. I want everybody to go into ready position.
How do we do it? Chris?
Yes.
How do we do it with our water ball? With our water ball, because I have a big water ball that I'm using for it. How would I use it since I'm using a broom?
Okay, so do you have your water bottle on a string?
I have it on a string, yes.
Okay, so hold the string with your top hand.
The top hand right here?
Your top hand up along the T grip of the broom. So it's an imaginary T grip. So you can hold. So Paul, if you look at the screen, instead of, I have a dowel here. So instead of holding it like that, I'm going to kind of hold it between my fingers. You see how I'm holding it between my fingers? Yeah. So I get a top hand pull or my hooking of the thumb. And now I can utilize that string again.
But do you have it on the Do I have it on the broom or what?
You can have the water bottle on the broom.
Okay.
You could raise it. You can do, if you look at me, I have it even, my water bottle and string are not touching the paddle that I have modified. I have just the string, and it's just about getting that top arm extended, making sure you have proper extension, and then reach and rotate. Reach, rotate, reach, rotate. Good, Luke. So the goal is you don't want to hold that water bottle tight. You want it to flap because it tells you when you're wrong. It's your straight line. There you go, Amy. Straighten that top arm. Straighten that top arm, Amy. Let it go straight. There you go. There you go. Rob, how you doing, my dear? Get that top hand out. Good. Good, Danica. You're looking strong. You're ready to be in a boat. Yulene and Bobby. Good. Let those elbows be squared. Just completely lock out those elbows. See what happens, Yulene and Bobby. Sally, you're looking good. Let that top hand and elbow lock straight out. Not too shabby, Miss Susan, who's never been in a dragon boat. Jay and Orlinda, they're just playing on the bouncy ball. So is Gilbert. I see this is the ADHD method of learning. That's it, Brandy. So now, Brandy, for you, it's harder because the broom. So what you do, choke up on the broom. So let your bottom hand come closer to the broom head. There you go. So now what you're going to do, Brandy, is you're going to grip. You're going to, excuse me. You're going to grip the paddle with your hand still pointing upright, or the broomstick, or whatever it is. And then you're going to let it settle, but it's going to be a straight hand. And then your straight bottom arm as well. And then from there, it's going to allow you, as you reach forward, if your arms are bent, it gets really sloppy. So we want to extend our arms, straighten the paddle out in front, so the broomstick and the water bottle meet, and then we reach forward. And then we pull, we reach while we rotate, pull, reach, rotate, pull. If everybody notices, my paddle and my water bottle don't separate. Even though there is a lot of distance and range, they generally stay together because my arms are extended and square. My paddle is in stabbing position. Okay, so it's not splashing, because Luke loves when people splash him when he's paddling. No. Okay. There we go, everybody. So Luke, is Michelle still full of sunshine and spreadsheets? So Luke, any tips on this forward stroke and the catch phase of what the rotate, reach, kind of A-frame thoughts are?
Yeah, so Team Blue Phoenix kind of knows we work on this a lot, but it's not so much just kind of reaching with your arms as far as your arms can go, but also getting those hips involved and really trying to rotate that back and try to reach out, like Chris is talking about. And then when you plant down, you're pressing those arms deep into the water, pushing them super, super deep, and then yanking back and rotating, kind of an unspiral, as we talk about a lot. So you kind of reach, get down, and pull back. And then we kind of do something too called the feather technique. Michelle, do you want to talk about the feather technique?
Let's see our dear friend Michelle. Where is she?
She's still with us?
I'm not seeing her. I think had somebody. Oh, there she is. I'm gonna unmute her.
Here.
There she is.
You want to talk about the feather technique a little bit?
Yeah. So as Luke was saying, and also Chris, it's not about reaching as far as you can. It's about the rotation, so you could get the A-frame and get out. That gets you out further, and then we press down. And when we come out, instead of bending and coming out as more like a sword, we come down and break our wrists to more like this. Kind of hard to see. So that we can feather across right above the water, and then we come back into our upright position. Does that make sense the way I explained that?
Absolutely. So what Michelle and Luke were talking about with the feather is really essential because it allows you to not just use your paddle fanning wind. It's less resistance, and you're less likely to splash on the return of the stroke. So that feather's really, really important.
Like a beer bottle, not a champagne glass.
So now one last thing for those, I would like to figure out how to get balance balls for everybody and Physio Bands. But one challenge is learning to kneel on a physio ball and then paddle. Okay, so you can figure out the balances and the technique.
Oh, sure.
So those who are up for adventure,
come on, Bev.
No, wait.
It's okay. You get good at repairing drywall. We've got time. But the big thing I want everybody to recognize is everybody has different abilities and desires. So let's be creative in these times, and please reply to an email that I sent if you need Physio Bands or Physio Balls. Physio Bands meaning the rubber bands, and there's different types, and we want to make sure that you all get them, okay? And then I'm going to send out lists of different fitness that we can use so that we don't have to get as creative with towels and such. And then we're going to do, again, today's a little slow paced because I want to make sure we talk things through. But I'm excited to see more of you more often. We have a lot of things coming up. I'm still trying to figure out how to do like a fitness paddle-a-thon without leaving your kitchen. And it would have to do with these Physio Bands where you do 1,000 repetitions in a day. It's like a jump rope-a-thon that we all did as kids. So there's different options that we're gonna get to, but all you have to do that, if you see, I'm gonna go ahead and, let's see here. I'm going to spotlight it. So we can take our paddle or our broomstick, put the Physio Band on one side. I can then lock the other side or tie it around the door or my opposite extended foot. Can really get it stretched out. You can do this with shoes on. And then you change your resistance based upon how tight your band is. And then you can just do loaded workouts that have some resistance, but it also works on the recovery. The recovery snap is pretty important. So we can do all kinds of things like who got their 1,000 reps in for the weekend, and make that an international sort of dragon boat challenge. I haven't, and maybe a film of people snapping themselves in the chin and all the misadventure that comes with these things. So I thank you all for being out with us tonight and bearing with us through this new style, but we are going to make sure everybody's active, Debbie, and if you're marching in place, you're doing it with weight, you're doing crunches, your twists, The twists are really important. Just doing these slow and low in the morning before we get up and make our way around the house, sitting on the edge of our bed, getting these ranges of motion in, focus on our spine disengaging. I know I have a lot of problems in the mornings because of a stiff back. So these types of things I do before I try to get active, just to open up the spine. So any questions, comments before we log off?
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you send us your slides there? Can you send those to us?
I will indeed.
Thank you.
So again, I'm just going to walk through, since you brought that out, I'm just going to share to everybody's screen real quick. Does everybody have this in the middle of their screen?
Yes.
For those who can't see it, I will put it in text so a reader will walk it through. But these are functional motion and mobility for starting out before any workout. So there's center line rotation drills, which we did with a laser gun. Remember the laser gun, right and left? The flare arms. So that's where we bring our arms out, palms up, bring them in, knuckles together, palms down, coming down. Those are flares. Then we have the kicking and flailing wings. So there's a few different styles. That's the butterfly or the jumping jacks. Those who remember Amy correcting me on the butterfly. And then we've got the fast hands and arms, jabs and uppercuts. So rotational jab into the uppercut. And then you increase speed. Leg flutters, slow to fast. I did leave those out today, but that's okay. Then we go into balance. What can you do into the tailbone twist, both with and without? With and without resistance. I've got some messages coming in. Let's see. Okay. Then we have the push-up fly. And then we've got the ball sits, the board. Also, for those who are interested, I will show you boards that I've made, balance boards. Again, easy to do with just scrap wood or just random things laying around the house. Ball sits, physio ball, and resistance bands will get on to work on the butt circles. And then resistance band shoulders, all directions, curls with dumbbells or bands, or weight cans and resistance. Push-ups with and without bands. You can also do push-ups with bands for resistance instead of putting weight on your back. And then you've got cross leg and different things to do. Hanging is really important. If you can go find a tree limb somewhere, you can do it on a lot of things. You can't go to a park right now to do it, but let's see. I'm gonna get off of that. And I'm just gonna do a quick demonstration. So what's really important, I happen to be in my garage and I've got a full kind of fitness studio. So I'll try to go sideways. Let's see. Here we go. I think everybody can see me in the front of your screens now.
Yes.
Okay. So hanging.
Looking good.
And just picking your knees up like a little kid. And then relax the legs, pick the knees up, relax them, pick the knees up, relax them. That's for those who are able. It's just another elevated drill. You can also obviously do dips to where I'm doing seated dips. I can have a chair behind me and I go hit my back down about 90 degrees on the elbows, but keeping the elbows in. Those are seated dips. You can do those on any kitchen furniture or your couch. There's lots of options, everybody. So we'll keep making sure you have those different things. Gilbert's working on a program as well, so we'll get it all to you. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Chris. This was awesome.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks
And
a lot.
thank
Hey,
you,
Chris.
Coach Michelle.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris?
Yes.
Can we do step ups with a kick?
Step ups with a kick?
Yeah.
Well, if you
Would
have
that be-
if you have stairs in your place or stairs outside of anywhere, or anything, or you have you can step onto a couch, you can step onto a kitchen table. Oh, I'm sorry, kitchen chair. But for those, I think, so Keith, tell me if you're talking about this, where I'm stepping up and kicking.
Kicking back.
Kicking back.
Yeah.
So
where you step up and then kick back.
Kick back?
Yeah.
Yes.
On each leg.
Yes, you can do that. And you can also do box running step-ups. You can do all kinds of things. Just be careful of your shin and teeth. Because you'll end up with bumps in both. So, any questions?
No.
No.
And Rob's got her toucan sweeping the kitchen. That's good. Okay, everybody. Love y'all. It's so good to see everybody.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Bye.